Welcome to the George Williams College campus at Lake Geneva. I'm Al Knopfs. I decided to attend our reunion this year, and here's a little bit of our waterfront. Looks about the same, a little different. Another view from our lakefront cottages. We decided to stay in the lakefronts. Our trip started in Chicago. This was not high-speed photography. We sat there for about an hour and a half in traffic. Finally we made it to Wisconsin. Finally we made it to 50. Here's my cousin Bob and I out in front of the place. There's the administration building we're walking down. Administration hasn't changed other than it has computers and stuff like that in it now. And here's where the reception area was. There's the sailing pier in the distance. And these are the lakefronts we stayed in. They've changed the colors. It actually looks like they've added about 6 feet onto them, plus new bathrooms, no TVs, nothing special, but you can get those at the other apartments. All the cooking and eating is done up here, up on the hill. It was a very nice facility. Here's breakfast. We had pancakes, eggs, hash browns, ham. And then it was self-serve inside. When you got inside, there was pop, there was juice, there was coffee, there was milk, a lot of things. After breakfast, we usually met to do something. And it was kind of up to yourself, and groups went different places. That night, we actually went out to dinner at Gordy's. Here's some of the group, and there's some of the other group. This was the 1964 group. And coming back, here's the entrances from up where you come down the hill from the golf course. And we also had a little reception laterwards where we all had drinks and cheese and crackers and got to talk. Here I am setting up a video of the 1964 yearbook, which I've been scanning a lot of yearbooks, and here's most people watching our yearbook. This is the 64 group. Unfortunately, I did not get the older group, and here's a little panorama of the waterfront at night. You can see it's pretty well lit. This is the administration building, the porch where we used to sit. This is the College Inn with the dining hall upstairs. These are our lakefronts, which are lit. The porch of the administration building, and then the next morning we went to Lake Geneva to ride the mail boat. Here we are on the mail boat. There's the old Polaris that used to go around, still does. It's 100 and some years old. We did go around the lake. This was the mail route. This is one of 2 routes in the United States where they actually deliver mail. These little homes, you know, a couple $1 million a piece. People are standing on the dock for a reason. Here comes the mail boat. They jump off, they put the mail in, and they try to get back on before they go too fast, too far. We never saw him miss one. He made every single one of them. That's why the people were waiting. The company was there watching the guy deliver the mail.
Aurora University in Williams Bay. From its founding in 1883 as a training institute for the YMCA, George Williams has been a learning destination for students of all ages. From its founding, they've had a variety of different programs here, and today they have academic programs, an adventure education program, unique conference facilities, an 18-hole golf course, and the venue for their annual Music by the Lake series. Every year they welcome around 30,000 guests to their campus, and originally the only 2 permanent buildings were the administration hall right here on the lakefront, and behind it the dining hall. So guests of the university had to stay in 4-room canvas platform tents that they would set out on the lawn.
Here's one of the large old boats. It used to be steam powered. Still a few of them around, not too many. Here's a typical little mansion for probably 10, 15, 20 million. Here's a recreated boat that somebody just built new. Look at this long hoist they have going up there. That's quite a hill to go up. And here's a little doggy chair with no legs and watering things on each side. Here's the 3-sided island. There's only one access here. This one was in default for quite a while. It now is about 4 condos. And of course, afterwards we had to go to the art fair in Lake Geneva, back to the golf course. Golf course looks about the same, just as nice. Here's the College Inn. Still offers a lot of the same things we had when we worked there.
Oh, I know which is.
On the wall they had quite a few old pictures. Looked kind of familiar. Afterwards we decided we got to go swimming. My cousin Bob and I, we both grew up together out at the lake, and a little cold water didn't bother us, so we're a little hesitant. There he goes. Oops, I guess I gotta follow him. Actually, the water was delightful. This is mid-August. Wasn't cold at all. However, they do have zebra mussels now, so they recommend water shoes. And there's my cousin Bob with his wife Carol. This is me with my wife Pat. We dragged them all along. And here's some of the group meeting in the morning before we decide what we're going to do for the day. Now we go for the unofficial tour, the behind the scenes. These are the lakefronts. They're very nice. They're totally rebuilt. Waterfront looks about the same. Still have boats, sailboats, rowboats. Have a new entrance sign over the end of the dock. There's the Water Safety Patrol boat, which is at Lake Geneva, right on the campus now at George Williams College. This is where the old Lewis Auditorium used to stand. This is the dining hall, which they have now named as Lewis Dining Hall. Actually, Lewis Hall. This is part of the inside of the kitchen, the coolers. This is the old kitchen. They're not using it anymore. It's mostly for storage. Most of the stoves are gone. The steam pots are gone. And this is outside of the dining room. This is the lower dining room. They use them for just meeting rooms. And this is Hoffman Lodge, which wasn't listed anymore, but I think faculty lives there. The old tennis courts, some of them are covered, so they still have activities in bad weather. These are some of the professional things. This is the association building. This is actually Meyer Lodge. Inside, it's totally been redone. It's faculty offices, meeting areas. It was very nice. Here's the upstairs of the lounge, filled with computers now. There's the downstairs. Then we go to Lowry. Lowry has not been changed. Both buildings have been maintained very well, but the inside was almost identical. Bunk beds, things like that. The upper reception area looks just the same. This is one of the, there's upper apartments way up top that you could rent just like we did on the lakefront. They had classrooms with smart boards, full computer labs. I'm sorry, this is where you actually could get some rooms. This was the dining hall area where we saw earlier. This is the Children's Center. It's about the same. This is Mabel Craddy, new door walls in it and things like that. They're trying to rebuild the whole thing. This is the lakefront. Some more lakefronts. And here we are at the end of some of the tour of the main campus. Then we had to go to East Camp. I was the assistant director at East Camp, so we had to see what's there. Nothing is there. John Colburn's cabin is gone. All of the lodges, Johnson Lodge is gone. There was still one building here that was built recently. It used to be the waterfront built this. However, the property was sold for $4.5 million, so it's just sitting. This is the lower level of the lakefront, and there's a lot of activities. This was the wine festival held in Lake Geneva. And at night, one night, we had a bonfire. So
Hi, I'm Tim McCauley. I worked here in 1964. I worked for the service crew.
we made s'mores. We had a lot of fun, a lot of talking.
My name is Pam Middleton Kane, and I was here in 1963 for 2 weeks, and then I came back in 1964 for a whole summer, and I was a TM. Yay, TM! Come on!
Gotta redo it.
Yay!
We were supposed to give
Unfortunately, I only caught the 1964 group for these little messages.
Mark Leach, 64 and 65 on the waterfront. I'm Clay Russell. I worked here in 1964. I was a waiter, which is a euphemism for busboy.
Judy and
Becky Wall, 1964 waitress.
Bob Thornton. I worked here in 65 and 66. I worked in the kitchen as a cook.
My name is Sydney Wood, and I worked in here in 1964 and 1965. I was a waitress, and I worked in the college inn, and they're both euphemisms for slave.
here we're having our s'mores. Then we went up north. Jill Westberg came, and she's part of the historical thing that they're trying to resurrect all of our old records, which I was surprised they even had any. But this was the older group telling stories and little anecdotes for us. She's writing a book about George Williams College, Lake Geneva. And here's the old association building, and upstairs they had all of these records. They'd saved tons of stuff. They had all of the yearbooks. So we're working with the college trying to get all of those scanned and make them available. Then after their little anecdotes and stuff, they had their skit that they do every year. Of course, they had the proper outfits. It was kind of fun. Al Knopf, 1965-66, service crew photographer. Well, that's about it. This is Al Knopf. I'm at AOL.com. That's ANOFTZ at AOL.com. If you'd like to get our little memos or emails about our upcoming reunions, there is one every year. However, we're looking at a big 50-year reunion coming up in three more years. So that'd be in 2014. So please let us know. And if you want to see the rest of the slides of Lake Geneva, just let me know. Give me your email. I got a few hundred more. Bye-bye.